What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Time to do some more recipes. Now today this recipe is pretty special to me. It's a competition chili recipe that I've used for many years. Now I haven't really shared this recipe in public. However, we don't really do competitions. We don't really go to a lot of cook-offs anymore, but we do cook this recipe a lot. We think you'll like it, so stay tuned. And there's also a secret to the way you can make your chili taste way better, and we'll give that to you obviously at the end of the video. But anyway, stay tuned. The lovely Boone Child's going to come over and hang out with us for a while, so I figured I'd make this competition chili and see how everybody liked this. Anyway, you guys stay tuned. It's going to be really easy. I think you'll like it, so let's get started on cooking it. Okay, everybody, to start us off, you're going to need somewhere around 36 ounces of tomato sauce. We're going to go ahead and use our homemade tomato sauce here that we made on our Homestead. One jar is a little bit thicker than the other, so I put both of those together. Okay, guys, for your next step, this is 2 chopped bell peppers, and this is 1 chopped yellow onion, along with 1 clove of elephant garlic. Now, these cloves are really big, so if you guys want to substitute that, or you don't have elephant garlic, you definitely can use Italian garlic and add you 2 or 3 cloves, something to amount up to this right here anyway. Alright, I'm going to chop it up and we'll show you the next step. Okay, people, right here, right beside of our pot of tomato sauce is our Blue Diamond pan, and it has exactly 2 pounds of ground beef in it. Now, this is 90-10, but you can use whatever you want. Just keep in mind, if you use 70-30, you're probably going to have to drain some of that grease over. Now, make sure you keep those peppers, onions, and your chopped garlic handy, because we're going to cook those with our ground beef. There's a reason why we do that. But first, we're going to ground this up a little bit before we add those in there, and we'll go ahead and do that and show you the next step. Okay, everybody, we're about halfway on our beef here. As you can tell, it's just like maybe half brown and still a little pink in it. This is the perfect time. We're going to go ahead, we're going to add these peppers and onions in there. Now we also going to add our garlic. Now the trick to this is, now we don't have to worry about the ground beef. All we need to do is cook these peppers and onions until those edges are brown. Now we don't really want like a fresh crunch. We want them to be just a little bit soft to match the consistency of our chili, but we don't want them mushy either. So I'll come back in a few minutes to show you guys what it looks like. Okay, so as you can see, our peppers and onions here is starting to get that little wilty brown looking state around the edges there, and our beef is looking much darker. So what we did next after this is, like I said, 90-10. We did not drain the grease. There may be 5 tablespoons of grease in there, and all the renderings from these peppers and onions is in there, so we don't want to lose our flavor. That's why we like to use 90-10 here. You really don't have to dump out that grease. The next step we did, which I didn't film, is we added 1 cup of Corona. You can add any kind of beer you want. Now, if you guys don't drink, I completely understand, but adding beer to this hamburger is essential for the flavor. And after you cook it for 3 minutes, there's not going to be any alcohol in there anyway, but you won't believe the flavor once you try this. So anyway, go ahead and add your beer. We're going to go ahead and let this cook for 3 minutes and let some of that alcohol come off, and then we're just going to take it and dump it right straight over into our tomato sauce. Alright, so now that we got our peppers and onions and ground beef in there, in our tomato sauce, we're going to go ahead and start working the spices and show you guys how we do that. Okay, so over here on the table, I have 30 ounces of dark red kidney beans. We have 15 ounces of pinto beans canned here on the Homestead. And over here we have 30 ounces of light red kidney beans. So we're just going to go ahead, pick these up, and add them in there. Yeah, baby. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and work them in there. Okay guys, in this bowl I have 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1/2 teaspoon of onion salt, half a teaspoon of garlic salt. Yes, add those even though you do have them in here fresh. We also have 3 tablespoons of ground cumin. And over here we have 3 tablespoons of chili powder. So let's go ahead and drop those babies in there. Add our chili powder. Go ahead and work that in really good. And we'll get back with you in just a minute. Alright folks, next up we're going to add 1/2 cup of olive oil. Again, you do not want to substitute this for anything else such as sesame oil, straight vegetable oil. You want to keep it with olive oil because it has that tang flavor to it. Okay everybody, next up is not optional. This is not to add any heat to the chili whatsoever. All this does is add just a little bit of tang and a little bit of cayenne flavoring in there without burning your throat up. Again, I promise it's not going to add heat to your chili as long as you keep it at 1/4 cup. Our kids here eat it. We have a 4-year-old and an 8-year-old and they love it. So like I said, this is not optional. This is actually for flavoring, no heat. Now, like I said, this is Texas Pete. You can use Frank. We use Franks all the time. We're just out. But that is 1/4 a cup. You can substitute Franks for Pete's or Pete's for Franks. Either way you want to do it. Okay, so you are going to need 28-ounce can of diced tomatoes. We don't have any store-bought tomatoes. And to add a little more color to it, I'm going to go ahead and add some of our Lemon Boy diced tomatoes. Again, you'll need about 28 ounces. And you can use store-bought. Red tomatoes is fine, but we're going to use what we got. Now, as you can tell, we did drain our tomatoes. We strained them out. But that's it. We're just going to add them in there. Alright, and the last ingredients for this chili recipe is 1 tablespoon of brown sugar. Your choice, light or dark, don't matter. And that's it. Now what we're going to do next is we're going to stir, combine all these ingredients up. We're going to let it simmer for 1 hour, probably on about, just medium low. That's about it. We're going to let it go for about an hour, and then we're going to come back and I'm going to tell you that secret, how to make this chili the best you ever had. Y'all stay tuned. Okay guys, the secret to making your chili taste way better is simply put it in the fridge or a chiller, let it sit overnight, at least for 12 hours, then bring it out, heat it back up, and it's absolutely amazing. There, everything needs to fuse and all that stuff, and then when you heat it back up, it's just crazy good. So anyway, that's the secret. I know it's simple, but if you try it, you will see a big difference. So we're gonna go ahead and tear into this chili. We'll get back to you in a little bit and let you know how everybody liked it.
I want to do it in lemon. Let just lemon on.
How is it again?
It's fantastic.
I don't care, I'm eating.
So thank you guys for watching, and we'll come at you with another recipe in the near future.